Hello everyone and welcome to another SpottoCash judging session where a cash winner will be announced from the famous old game of Spot the Ball that we have updated, revolutionised and modernised to our online version, that's SpottoCash. You've been playing all week and we're about to judge it right now. We have three men right here who are going to be making that final decision. Let's meet them. Mr. Alasdair King.
I'm Alasdair King, senior county referee in London. Been refereeing for 12 years.
Fantastic. And Mr. John Ratcliffe.
John Ratcliffe, London FA, senior level 5 referee for 42 years.
Brilliant. And Mr. Gary Hopkins.
Hi, Gary Hopkins, level 7 referee, London FA again. Been refereeing since 2005.
Great stuff. Lots of experience on the panel today as always, and thanks everyone for playing this past week. You've been playing all week. Entries closed last night at midnight, and as always, we're back here on a Monday to pick the winner. Okay guys, you ready to get stuck into this week's image? Let's do it. Okay, a great image this week. Looks like it might be a toughie. I'm going to leave the judges now. They're all individually going to get stuck into looking and analysing this image, and they will each individually place the centre of the ball where they believe it should be. Once they've done that, all three of their spots will transfer onto one screen and they'll have an equally weighted decision as to where the final placement will be, and that pixel will choose the person who wins £10,000. We're now going to leave them to it and we'll check back in a minute. Okay, looks like you've all placed those first pixels. Let's get your thoughts on this image. It's quite an interesting one, isn't it? Because it's just two people in it, no crowd, no, very simple kind of image. Is it simple, Gary?
It's simple in as much as you said, there's only the two eye lines we have, no crowd, empty stadium. Looks like a Barnet player to me with that colour strip. I don't know, certainly the blue one is, and if my colleagues know which one that is. The issue is that they both appear to be very static, looking upwards. And for me, it's the main question is the height of the ball. We can't see that there's any movement, particularly in the players. They appear to be, say, just looking upwards, positioning themselves. No sign at all that they're about to jump. They seem to be waiting for the ball to arrive.
Okay, John, were these sort of similar to the way that you were thinking?
Yeah, this is the secret game by the looks of things in the background there. We've got two eye lines and they're both looking in the same direction. I think this is a key eye line here. Look at that eyeball, looking specifically, really tightly at, and this blue player also looking across as well. So height is interesting. Ball to arrive, perhaps. It's in front of them, coming towards them.
Ali, it's maybe simpler than other images only in the fact that the two players aren't sort of embroiled in a challenge, or it doesn't seem that way. Is that the way that you were reading it? Is it purely about the eye lines on this one?
I mean, it clearly about the eye lines, as John said, there's no hand movement. Where's the blue defender's arms? Is he giving a little tug to the shirt of the player in the black and orange shirt, possibly? It's a bit of an odd one. So I actually don't know that this is an easy one. You've got two clear eye lines, but I think there's quite a big... You can make a good argument for the range of where that would go.
Right. Well, it'll be interesting to see where you guys have all gone. We're now going to lock in these first placements and have them all transfer onto one screen. That's John's screen in the middle. And all three of our judges will have an equally weighted decision and discussion to decide upon that final pixel. You ready to do that, guys?
Lock them in. Locked in, gentlemen? Yes?
Good stuff. Everyone locked in. Gary's locked in. He's in.
Okay, we'll continue to judging then.
There we go.
Let's start judging. Oh, very different. My word, very different. Very different. So we need to talk through this because it's all about height. Gary, let's start with you because you're a lot higher than we are. Your thoughts on why you've gone for that position, please.
Well, as I said, I think the players are very static. There's absolutely no sign at all that they're starting to jump. If they're about to jump, they would be a further sort of foot and a half, 2 foot in the air. There's no sign of that happening, which suggests to me that the ball has got some way to travel still.
this player here,
He looks like he's looking directly up. So I'm in the same. I'm still in. I'm in the same line as Alasdair, but just an awful lot higher.
Yeah. This player here, if we take the eye line of this one here, not looking up as much, Gary. Did you think that this is the key player then, the stripe player?
Yeah, so I was looking very much at the fact that his eye line appears to be looking directly upwards, which is again what Alasdair is seeing as well.
Yeah. We've got the same eye line there, haven't we?
Yeah. So let's go with you, Alice. You've taken more of this player into account, like myself, and hence you're going. So you're taking the eye line here, the eye line of this player going across, and remember the ball could be quite a way in front of them.
That's true.
Travelling towards them. So, it could be 2 or 3 seconds yet before that ball arrives, because there could be quite a distance. Both players have not got off the ground, so does that tell us, do we agree that the ball is on its way rather than being played?
I agree with that,
So, we agree
it's
on
definitely
that.
dropping down, yeah.
So, now it's a question of to what degree is this player looking at the ball? Because if this player is looking at the ball, or is not being distracted in any way, then I think we've got to take that eye line into consideration, and maybe then, Gary, that could be a little bit too high. What do you think? I mean, I can't disagree with you if we just take this player into account. But if this player he's looking at the ball, then we have to take his view into account as well.
Yeah, I just feel that if the ball was at Alasdair's level, the players would be at least starting to approach it in the air, and there seems no sign at all. They seem to be focusing on it coming down further before actually sort of lift off.
Yeah. I mean, that's a long way. The only thing I'm concerned about is that where you've put it is a long way from that eye line. So we'd have to say that if it's up there, that player really is not actually at that moment in time when this photograph was taken was actually focusing on the ball, because he's not looking up there, is he? I don't think, Gary. He's looking up at a lower level. I'm not saying he's down here, but what do you think? I mean, let's look at that eye line there. It's a tricky one.
I do agree with Gary's point that the ball could be a little bit higher than where I've originally placed it. If we accept that there's no evidence that they look like the impact's imminent. I mean, I still.
You think?
I think it's too high there, Gary, on the limited evidence that we've got in this specific example.
Yeah. I mean, I was drawn, gentlemen, to this eyeball here. Look at that. That is really, really, really focused, and it's looking. That's why I went there, because it's looking at a slightly. It's not looking straight up. It's looking more at an angle. What do you think? Or do you think?
I think looking at both eyes that he's looking directly upwards. That's what I see.
And Gary and myself are consistent in that,
with
John.
that. All right, then let's go with that. So we'll say that it's above the stripe player. Now the big question now is how much are we going to take the blue player into consideration? If we're going to dismiss him and he's not looking at the ball, then we go with yours. But if we're saying the blue player is looking and focusing at the ball, then we're going to come lower down. Gentlemen,
we've got to. Yeah. We've got to assume that he is looking at the ball.
I think so.
There's no other evidence that says he's been distracted. So we've got to include him.
Right.
And his eye line there in some form.
Right. Okay. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So if we agree with that, and I agree, Ali, with you there. I think we've got to take this evidence into account. There's nothing to suggest he's been pushed or not looking at the ball. So I think he is looking at the ball. In which case, we're going to have to go with somewhere in between.
Yeah. I think it was down at the height that Alasdair has it. Then he'd be challenging for the ball and he'd be trying to get across the player more. It's probably on his shoulders or something.
I mean, the ball is some distance away there. We've got to remember it's in front of us. Maybe if it was as high as that, then it'd be going over their heads. Perhaps we don't know. It's difficult to tell when it's in front. They're the hardest ones when they're in front. So let's take that. Let's ignore this one then, because that's the one I went on to go with the position there. And maybe I'm a little bit too close because they perhaps would have been further in the air. So let's go with this eye line. If we take it up across where that player, blue player, is looking. Let's just put it in there for a moment. maybe not quite, a little bit further over and up. Right, now let's go across there. Yeah, that's not bad, gentlemen, is it?
Yeah.
Do you want to go a bit higher, or...?
My preference would be to go slightly higher, but that's as you can see,
I
felt
it's this eye line I'm worried about. We've got to take this eye line into consideration. We agree that he's looking at the ball. Could it be any higher for that player to be focusing on the ball? Because he's not, certainly the eye ball is not as rotated up into the top of the socket as the other player. So do you want me to go a little bit higher, or I'm happy with that one, but I'm happy to go fractionally higher if you want me to.
I think that's based on the discussion we've had, because this isn't an easy one.
No.
And everything that we've all said is of interest. So I think we have to go with we've agreed, Gary, you and mine, the eye line, and we're now just agreeing the height, and to add it and we've agreed that the blue person's eye line we can't ignore.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a reasonable, based on the whole group's discussion.
Yeah.
This is democracy. I'll go majority. Okay.
We've got to take the evidence. That's the key thing. There's nothing in the crowd to help us at all. The seats aren't giving us a reaction. We've got the striped player looking directly up. We've got the blue player looking towards that angle. So we've put those both together. We've taken both pieces of evidence, and it's a question of height, and that is where we have judged the spot to be this week. We're very happy with that.
Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Great deliberation, guys. Obviously not as simple as maybe it seemed on the face of it, judging by the fact that you guys were in different places around this picture, but you have come to a final decision. We're not going to go into any more detail about it because I think you covered absolutely everything there. Let's get ready to lock it in. Guys at home, prepare yourself. You're about to find out if you are the lucky winner. I say lucky winner, the skillful winner of £10,000 if you have judged the same as our judges here. Ready, John?
Okay, let's confirm. And the axle points this week are X1392, Y677.
Fantastic. Thanks, John. All right, let's get ready to discover who our winner is.
Here we go. The £10,000 winner, is from the Philippines. Charles Lim from the Philippines.
Congratulations, Charles Lim from the Philippines. Absolutely brilliant. We haven't had any winners from the Philippines yet, so congratulations. Great to have our first win from there. Let's hear the pixel then, please, John.
X1381, Y678.
That's very, very, very close.
Very, very close.
Wow, excellent, guys. A fantastic deliberation. Like I say, you covered absolutely every inch of what you could have been taking into account there and came to that final decision. Absolutely precise, on the mark, and Charles Lim is our winner. Guys, we've also got 10 runners up, as we always do. You've won £100, and here are your names. Well done, guys. Make sure you go and take that £100 you got. I would say invest in Spotto points and get back in the game, because you could be like Charles Lim, £10,000 richer by this time next week. Here's the image that you could be playing this week. Entries are open right now, by the way, so go and get stuck into this image. Here it is. There it is. What a great image that is. Hopefully we'll be producing another great discussion like this one did this week. Guys, thanks again, as always, and we'll see you guys next time. And everyone at home, go and play. Good luck, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.